Hi there everyone, my name is Dr. Ali Fennick, and in today's video I want to talk to you about the psychology of panic working. Now, working from home seems to be the new norm. However, dealing with a very uncertain situation, the current situation that we are now in with COVID-19, and also working from home for long periods of time can prove very challenging and even pose risks to our mental health. Now, these are exactly the conditions that will lead to a manic state of productivity, otherwise known as panic working. Now, the busyness associated with panic working can be confused as something good by employers or your colleagues. However, if panic working is left unattended, it could have severe effects to your mental health. Now, of course, the uncertainty that we're now dealing with the coronavirus to our livelihood, but also to our health, we need to deal with this. And every one of us deals with this in a very different situation. So we all have individual coping strategies. But what's very interesting is that these different coping strategies often lead to a similar state of mind, which is panic working. Now, what I want to do in this video is discuss with you briefly the different coping strategies that we have and how, of course, these coping strategies lead to panic working. Now, the first coping strategy that I want to discuss with you is called the ostrich effect. Now, you can already visualize what that looks like. Sticking your head in the sand and pretending like nothing is really happening when you actually know there's something wrong. Now, how do employees deal with the fear and uncertainty around this new coronavirus? Well, one way of dealing with this is completely ignoring it. And that is basically the ostrich effect. So the more you ignore reality, the harder you start to work, therefore leading to panic working. Now, the second coping strategy that I want to discuss with you is called the busy bee syndrome. Now, when we're working from home and not from the office, we're basically missing this social psychological environment, which is giving us all these kind of cues to help us understand, am I doing something right? Can you not see that I am busy? And now when we work from home, we're basically not being exposed to these cues on a regular basis. And so we have this urge to want to show that we are productive to other people. So we might be writing emails the whole day. We might also want to make ourselves continuously available to other people, be joining meetings or organizing online virtual meetings the whole time, purely for the case of showing that we're busy. So this is almost like a reinforcing strategy, because the moment that we don't get these cues from our colleagues and our employees around us, it makes us to want to work harder and show up more. Now, there's multiple reasons why we do this. We do this, first of all, because we want to make sure that we're getting feedback, that we're being acknowledged, but also sometimes we just want to be validated. And not doing this on a regular basis online can cause an additional stress or anxiety, in addition to the stress that we're experiencing working from home, but also with the fact that we're dealing with a very uncertain situation and an invisible virus. So of course, not getting these cues on a regular basis can affect how we look at ourselves and of course our self-worth. We might be questioning the value that we contribute. We might be questioning if we still have a job tomorrow. So what we then do is we start to work more to show up more. And of course, this is another strategy, a coping strategy that eventually leads to panic working. Now, the third coping strategy that I want to discuss with you is working to survive. Now, we're dealing with the fear of potentially losing our job, and we're also dealing with the fear of dying. Because we see a lot of images on TV and in the media, so we also therefore are very much affected by that. And because of this fear, we now want to survive. We're in survival mode, so therefore we want to act out our ability to survive, and so therefore working more, being overly productive is a way for us to not only show to ourselves but to other people that we're trying to survive. So basically we're working to survive, and that's what we're doing. Now, the fourth coping strategy is working to regain control. Now, we're currently living in uncertain times, and this uncertainty has, of course, a huge impact on our sense of control over our surroundings. We're also being restricted from going outside. We have to self-isolate and confine ourselves. We also have to keep social distance, I like to call it physical distance, from each other. Panic working is a way for us to exert our control over our environment in a meaningful way, and this excessive working, strangely enough, makes us feel more safe and more secure. However, over an extended period of time, this will of course have negative consequences to our well-being. Now, in this video, I wanted to make you more aware of the phenomena of panic working and also understand that not everyone reacts in the same way to deal with very uncertain situations or situations that are perceived as threatening. And also, we need to become more aware that putting one person in one environment and having them work in another environment will not always lead to the same performance or the same behavior or the same behavioral response. In my next video, I'm going to discuss some of the strategies that you as an employee or an employer or a business owner can apply and use to help address panic working and panic working amongst your employees. So I hope this video has been some guidance in these uncertain times. Stay tuned, stay safe, and speak to you soon.